Overheard a conversation the other day while out having lunch. Two people talking, a young man and a young woman, might have been a couple or whatever. They were looking at a magazine with photos of these two different men on the same page. One of the men in this magazine is muscular, kind of rugged looking. The other guy is quite skinny, long hair, well dressed. So the young woman says that the skinny guy in the magazine isn't a real man. The bloke she was with asked why she thought this. She said, well, he looks all effeminate. He's got hair like a girl and he just doesn't look aggressive and mean as a man should. Her exact words. Soon after, these two just finished their meal and went on their merry way. Her words got me thinking, though. That kind of an attitude is not entirely uncommon. I've heard men and women talk like this before. I know people who believe and preach that a man isn't a real man unless he is able to impose himself physically, unless he's ready and able to get violent if needs be. Yeah. Real men eat meat. Real men don't cry. Only sissies don't like sports. A real man is ready to pick up a weapon and defend his family or his country. I've heard all of this kind of rubbish before. Some people really are brought up to believe a lot of nonsense. If you're an adult male, you're a man. Simple as that. Liking puppies and kittens and long walks on the beach at sunset doesn't make you any less of a man. Being a vegetarian doesn't make you any less of a man. If you like to, I don't know, paint your toenails, have a manicure every now and again, or even dress up in high heels and a blonde wig and call yourself Susan at the weekend, doesn't make you any less of a man, doesn't make you any less male. You don't have to follow some rigid definition or idea of maleness in order to conform to some cultural stereotype. For me, I'm a human being first and foremost. My gender, which happens to be male, is secondary. A secondary form of identification. But for some, it's all about being the right kind of man in the eyes of others, isn't it? A manly man, yeah. I've worked with some real dickheads before. Macho types, sexist types. Blokes who just saw everything as a contest. A dick measuring contest. It gets tiresome being around people like that. It really does. A lot of kids are brought up in what I would call an unhealthy environment, where the parents are basically force-feeding them their narrow worldview. Many boys are raised, conditioned to think that certain behaviours, certain values are unmale. For instance, being sensitive to the feelings of others, or expressing feelings in a candid way. This is often considered unmale. And of course, ideas of maleness, narrow ideas, are reinforced by the culture. And this causes a lot of problems for boys and young men. Causes problems for women too. Why should it be viewed as unmale to be emotionally expressive, emotionally open, or sensitive? Being sensitive isn't exclusively female. There is pressure on men to follow traditional masculine norms in our society. I guess this can stress a lot of men out. Masculinity is culturally constructed, influenced by biological factors too. I would say yes, but you look at different cultures throughout history and you see that ideals of masculinity change. What might have been considered masculine a century ago or 200 years ago may well be viewed as effeminate today. I find it sad but not surprising that in this culture it's kids who are viewed as being outside the norm of gender expectations who tend to get bullied or mocked or ridiculed. Boys who are considered effeminate or girls viewed as masculine. Why can't people just be allowed to express their sexual identity as they please? Express their individuality freely? You know? Anyway, see you later, folks. Take it easy.